So the music that's playing right now is from a game called Brainlord, which is fantastic because, first of all, the game is called Brainlord. Second of all, one of the companies that worked on it is called Produce with an exclamation point, which is fantastic. It's very jovial, I love it. Produce! Yeah, it's so wild that this is a free update, too. Like, is the game still on sale, too? Because they dropped it to half off when the update dropped. Let me see, I'm going to open up the store page real quick. Yep, it is still half off. You got until Valentine's Day, so if there's someone special out there, if you just want to play Rabbit and Steel, hey, new Valentine's gift just dropped. It is $10 for this game, which is wild. It's such a good deal. And Good Dev was basically just like, yeah, it's going to be free. If you want to support, just buy the soundtrack or something. Yeah, Canadian $10, by the way. US, I think it's even cheaper. But yeah, the new expansion for Rabbit and Steel dropped. It is completely free, so if you already have the game, congratulations, you now have extra mode. And if you don't, well, it's a great time to play, because there's a ton of new stuff now. Extra mode. Is my okay, cursor's being captured. I need to make sure it's being captured for one very important reason that we'll get into later. Yeah, no, unfortunately buying, like, AAA games brand new is a little difficult. But yeah, this is a new expansion, which it just basically doubles the content in the game. Now, I will warn you ahead of time, I guess. I have all the extra characters unlocked, so if you want to go in blind, now's your last chance. I'll start with normal, because I do want to try the new ones out, and I haven't really played them a whole lot. But yeah, if you look at the route, there is now an entirely new set of stages. And then they now have new options for mixing all stages together at random, because normally you pick, like, one or the other. You either pick the above ground or underground route. So if you see this orange background, that means you're doing the underground route. But then there's one for mixing all the stages together at random, so you can kind of go up and down. Or you can do true random, which mixes every enemy and stage together at random, so you just absolutely no idea what's going to come. But I think we'll just do a standard underground route to kind of show off the new stuff, because there's a lot. Alright, cursor, you're bothering me. Get out of here. Get in the corner. There we go. Alright, so. 4 new rabbits that I'm aware of have been added. I don't know if there are more. I think that's it, because the unlock page isn't showing me anymore. But you got the Hammermaid. They all have kind of weird defensive gimmicks. So the Hammermaid, for example, her gimmick is that the wheel swing, her defensive, is not on the GCD, but it runs your GCD. Also, her abilities take their damage numbers from your other abilities. So, for example, her special uses your primary damage number as the number for the special. So if you can buff up the numbers on your other abilities, it makes her really good. And then Wheel Swing uses her secondary ability. And then we got the Pyromancer, who is... If you like weaving, if you like going off GCD, this is the character for you. Because her primary doesn't have a GCD, instead it has a cooldown. But there are obviously ways around this, so if you know what you're doing, you can kind of get goofy stuff going. And her defensively resets the primary immediately, so like you can jam primary, then jam smoke step, then jam on the primary again. And then since it's not on GCD, remember, you can then use more abilities, so you can get some really goofy builds going with this character. I've done a couple runs with her. And you're constantly pressing buttons, but if you like that, that is a good character for you. Then we got the Grenadier. We have Gun. For her neutral special, she uses her gun. So she has a reload mechanic. Her primary has 6 shots, and then when you run out, you have to reload with the secondary. her reload has very high GCD, but you can use Take Cover to immediately reset it, or the Mix Bomb, I believe, also has a very high GCD, so a lot of the new characters kind of prioritize using your defensive abilities a lot more proactively, as opposed to just when you're about to, you know, take damage, which is cool. I like that. But yeah, her whole gimmick is you jam the instant reload, you hit the active reload button on Take Cover, and then your GCD is reset so you can immediately reload and start shooting again. And then we have the Shadow Rabbit, who is weird. She's almost kind of like Dancer, but evil. So the gimmick to her stuff is that her stuff is all very high damage, but she has this Shackles penalty, where whenever you use an ability, it disables an ability at random. So you can't just hold down primary, you can't just hold down secondary. You're gonna have to be paying attention constantly to which of your abilities is currently locked out. And her defensive has a GCD as well. Again, all these characters have weird kind of defensive gimmicks. But yeah, ideally, I think for this character, you want to go for your big spenders first, like your defensive and your special, and then try and go for primary and secondary. But yeah, it's going to randomly lock out your ability, so you cannot just spec into, you know, hoping one ability gets really strong like some other characters can. What character do I want to play as? And, you know, all the old ones are still here. They're all mostly the same. I think there were a couple of minor buffs here and there. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, you got all your old characters. So plenty of new characters, plenty of new stages and bosses to play around with. Let's do Gun. Let's play Gun. I need to get more palettes. I need to play on hard mode to get all the palettes, but I just recently unlocked most of them, so they're still pretty new. So you use your primary, and then I'm pressing the button, it doesn't shoot anymore, so you have to reload, but look how long that GCD is, so... But then if I press defensive, I can immediately get back in. So, a lot of cooldown management with this character, but seems quite fun. I'm going to be playing it on normal because I have cleared on hard, but I'm still not like 100%, so I might try a couple hard runs here and there, but I think I'll just kind of ease into new characters with normal. Also, second page of trinkets. Very important. God, I gotta... I could probably do like the normal difficulty perfect, it's just hard is probably going to be out of my reach for a while. And then Lunar, forget it. I can't do base game Lunar consistently, so there's no way I'd be doing extra Lunar. True random on or chaotic random on a hard difficulty above with every magic lock. What? Every magic lock? We'll do two small rabbits. You can have the small rabbit and then you have two small rabbits. Hello, doggy. Alright. So I think the plan is going to be... Actually, it'd probably be dump special, press defensive, then start shooting and reload. Yeah, you don't have to stack anymore because you got a bunny stack. Also, the Gunner Rabbit's shots are not auto-aimed. You do have to, like, be on the same horizontal plane like the Sniper Rabbit does. Oh god. That GCD is so long. Actually, I might lower the volume. It's getting... It's not like a super loud game, but it is peaking a little bit. There we go, that should be better. Alright, what do we got? Get out of the way. Flow int. Every time you move 15 rabbit leaps. Special gaze, flash, cur. Oh yeah, this is a new type of weapon or new item. So there are transforming items now. So this one switches when you use your defensive, so it switches between light and dark robe. They do anything about power-up RNG? Not really. I mean, there's more items, but I don't think they really change it too much. So in dark form, you increase your movement speed and your debuffs are stronger, and then when you switch to light mode, you become luckier and deal more damage. So if you want just luck, this is a good way to do it. You just can, you know, not use your defensive. An ability to loot, none of these are great. At least not out of the gate here. I might go for the robe. Like, there are no re-rolls or whatever, if that's what you're implying. I don't think there's any way to re-roll your pickups. The one thing with a grenade toss, it is not, like, there is a bit of a gap when using it, so you can't just pop it point blank. Like, you need to be a little bit off from the enemy, otherwise you'll probably miss. Thank God this game doesn't have contact damage. What do we got here? 12 seconds, you defensive will reset cooldown instantly. Then chance succeeds, erase projectiles and vanish for 3 seconds. Primary applies spark. Deal 200 damage to all enemies and use an ability or loot item with a cooldown of 10 seconds or more. Super ability is high space damage deals 20% more. Well, it would be an extra 64 damage on the bomb. Bombs? Or maybe I want spark. I don't know if I want spark. AoE stuff is a lot more valuable in extra mode because there are a lot of enemies that summon adds. Or like have multiple targets, so I think in base game it was just like a couple of fights, but there's one entire area that has like the entire gimmick is that they all have multiple target fights, so. Actually, Moss Shield would also be good because that means I can use my reloads and stuff a lot faster. I might go for that. Is there a limit to how many power-ups you can get? Yes. I think you get like 6 pickups in a run. Get in the line. Thankfully the shield starts, like, it's not on cooldown when it starts. A lot of other defensive kind of stuff does that. So I can immediately jam the bomb, then get shooting, and then reload. But yeah, like, the way the runs work in this is, like, you fight a boss, they drop money and experience, and then on these nodes here with the treasure chest marker, that's where you get your loot items. Then shopkeepers have specific modifiers for your, like, abilities, but you can't stack more than one at a time, so. Also, new shopkeepers, this one does not like being pet. There's another very important new shopkeeper, we'll hopefully see her at some point. Alright, fires an electric shock that deals 70 damage, twice to the closest 2 enemies. That's kind of neat. Builds your primary to maximum capacity, now has its own damage number, but does not directly deal damage. Instead, the damage of this ability is added to the damage of your primary for the first 3 shots after reloading. Okay, so you get like a temporary clip buff. Okay, so this reduces the damage, but it deals damage twice. Also reduces cooldown. Special now spawns a butterfly? I can be the druid? Oh, I kind of like the electric shock. Because if that's auto-aim, that would be really good. It's also multi-target, so it's really good for certain areas. Oh wait, this is special, not interesting. Actually, that'd be a nice little combo then with the Garnet Bomb if I find that again. Yeah, you know what? I'm a sucker for turrets. Unfortunately, I don't think it's realistically possible to get these unless you get really lucky with loot drops and get one of the ones that just gives you like 30 gold on pickup. So you have to plan carefully like what your first upgrade is going to be. And then, do I want to buy some level ups? Let's hold off on level ups for now. Because I feel like I want to see as many of the gems as possible. If I don't save up money, I'm not going to be able to pick them. Oh wait, I never bought it! Oh no. Wait, did I buy it? No, I did. Hang on. Also, here's new mechanics. Guess, white girl, guess. Did I not buy it? I had enough money. I know you can always buy one gem. Hang on. Oh no, there it is. It is there. Never mind. I think I might have read that wrong. I need to read it again. So yeah, this is a new mechanic where it just gives you question marks and you have to figure out the correct one. It disappears after a moment. Alright, let me see. Your special now spawns a butterfly that automatically fires at enemies, dealing 120... Yeah, no, that should work. That's my special. Maybe takes a moment to appear, because I was waiting for the butterfly. It might not be immediately. Yeah, there's a lot of games coming out today. There's a lot of games in general. Okay, so I did buy it. That's good. I was really worried I didn't buy it. Is it only when it hits? Okay, it's where it explodes, that's why. I was expecting it to show up where I am. This is another multi-target enemy. So she does cleaves and also blocks off the field while it moves around. I wonder if I can get more abilities that give me butterflies if I can just go full druid gunner. I shouldn't have done that there, actually. Ah, our friend is here. So if you ever played this game before, you might have noticed this funny little rabbit who's like, hey, do you know what happens to rabbits when they're lonely? Well, she's a boss now. And she's got mechanics. The whole gimmick of being lonely. Well, you're now playing multiplayer. This one is a little difficult to figure out the first time you see it, but once you get it, it's not too bad. One of these four is real. And you can tell which one is real because it follows your controls, but at the same time, it's very difficult to very quickly discern which one is real while also trying to figure out all the new stuff, you know? Not a tremendously difficult fight, though. Just the splitting into four gimmick is easily the most off-putting part. Reload! You're alone. You are now playing multiplayer. PvP is enabled. You're also not allowed to use, like, defenses and stuff during that, so you can't, kind of cheese your way through it, so to speak. Oop. Also, using your, secondary and specials slow you down a lot. Okay, this should be right. Such a cool bit when you have to match the colors, figure out which one you are, and then also not stack with the other ones. This fight also has the Forced Enrage, which is pretty cool. There's a new unlock for beating a foe under Enrage mode, and guess what? You'll pretty much always get the Enrage here. I think it is scripted. I think you always go into Enrage there. Alright, what do we got here? Special's cooldown becomes 30 seconds every 8 seconds. Loot item reduces Special's cooldown timer to 1 second and charges it. If your special is 8 seconds or longer, this is good, but it's actually a loss here because that also means we're shooting less butterflies. I don't know if this gets modified by the damage numbers on... I think this scales off of defensive damage numbers and not your special, because this one says 144 times 3. What are my GCDs? Probably... Oh no, this doesn't really work with my stuff. Because the special is a GCD of 1 second. This is less... Oh no, less than equal to 1. Never mind, that is good. That is good. I thought that was greater. Okay, so yeah, that's great for me then. My special and my primary will deal more damage. Actually, I want to... Does that work with my defensive too? It does! Because that just jumped up to 183. So I guess if it just doesn't have a GCD, it counts as being under. Cool. Rabbit and Enrage. Correct. Feels like the special bomb is a lot longer. Also, hey, Asha. He's playing the jazz piano. She was the shopkeeper in the base game, but now she is mad at you for reasons. Oh god, I gotta be on... I have to be on the horizontal plane, but at the same time, this attack is difficult for that. Orbs! I want to see if there's a way, if I can find an item that'll let me, like, reduce cooldown on my special, because I want to spam butterflies, man. I got a setup the other day where I got 0 seconds GCD cooldown on my butterflies as Druid. I was just spamming butterflies, my primary attack for Druid. It was fucked up. My attack is, I build turret. My attack is, I build turret. I build another, because there's no upper cap on butterflies, unlike the Druid damage field. You can make as many butterflies as you want, as long as you have the means to drop them. Cat. Thankfully your primary doesn't slow you down, but like the secondary reload and all that other stuff does. Oh, I did that wrong order. I should have messed up. Also, she uses gems against you, and I'm still not great at dealing with a lot of these. Oh god, okay. Okay, so this one's teleport, so I have to stay in the middle, I believe, for the first one. So that shows up there, and then I think this is correct. Nope, no, I teleported inside the ball. Wonder if I can, if I have enough time to actually go up or down there. That might be it. I need to experiment with that attack, because I'm still absolutely not used to it. I wanted to pop defensive, but I forgot the defensive also slows you down a lot, which is really weird for defensive in this game. Hey. Okay. Spin. Oh no, you can cancel it with the primary, it's just, it's weird. No, hey. Also, most important shopkeepers just arrived. That beast. Beast. So, Tasha is now one of the shopkeeper options. We love Tasha on this channel. And, when you get the closer, when you get the cursor close to her, you get multiple levels of anticipation. Start a fire. Alright, let's see what my gems are. Cooldown is longer and side of explosion is smaller, but now deals more damage and gains 3 uses per cooldown. That is actually better, I think. Because that means more butterflies. I just love this, the run up to it, where the closer the cursor gets. Yeah, I got the other set of relics as well. Hammer hits an enemy, chance to deal additional damage, 8 shots. No, I think we want the triple special because that means triple the butterflies. Do I want the 8 shot? We do have the luck bonus from the Robe of Light. Like, the debuffs is kind of whatever, we're not really doing debuffs, but the Robe of Light is nice at least. This doesn't change GCD, does it? Okay, the GCD does go up a little bit. I think I might go for the Garnet reload. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Garnet reload. Actually, do we get a butterfly? Okay, cool, you get a butterfly anyways. So that's really nice then. Mini turrets. Alright, I have to hold down the button. So yeah, this is the area that has a lot of ads. Oh god. And you kind of have to deal with them. Not really optional. Because they will create, like, if you defeat one of them in the first phase, it's okay, but the second and third, from then on, you kind of just need to deal with them. Otherwise, the explosions are just too big to dodge without popping a defensive. Also, all the summons have, like, hitboxes, so they deal damage to the boss, too. God damn, 1900 DPS. That's illegal. I know this is split over multiple targets, but still, goddamn, on what stage are we on? Like 3? Ah, my nightmare is here. Hey, no. The only problem with the ads is that sometimes the targeting is really weird. You'll end up, like, throwing attacks into the void that you wanted to target, you know, the main boss. I mean, it's not really inflated DPS, because you are dealing damage to the boss when you hit the ads. But yeah, you gotta misdirect the shots, and it can be a lot, depending on which phase you're fighting. Normal isn't too bad, but I played the hard mode version of this, and it's a goddamn nightmare. I'm terrible at it. One, two. 1, 2. Actually, do I have to... Okay. It pops first and then I have to misdirect. No, aim at the boss, please. This one just kind of goes clockwise, so just go in a circle, you'll be fine. But yeah, this is not the area boss. This is just a mid-boss. And I find this boss to honestly be harder. I thought for sure. I had defensive ready to go. I just wanted to try and finish off beforehand. Use any ability other than primary. Next primary will hit as a crit. Every 10 times to use an ability, reset your special's cooldown, gain flash int. That could be really nice. This is a new effect, Wave Strike, which buffs your next 2 attacks, which could be good, but I just do not like items that slow you down. I really prioritize movement speed in this game, so anything that drops that is really rough for me unless I have like an item that ignores slowdowns. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Sun Pendant. Because we're setting cooldown, especially with the increased cooldown on special, is really nice. Also, we can drop attacks pretty quickly with the gun. That counts as a separate ability use every time. 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam, reloaded. Oh my god, yeah, this might be busted, actually. I think she actually turns off her hitbox, like unlike the other bosses in here. Oh, got him. Yeah, you see why I like movement speed? Shred. I'm just jamming on defensive so I get an extra ability use to repop my special. Owl. Bye. Honestly, it's not even as important now to hit with my special because I get the turrets anyway, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like bang on target. And she does a gimmick where you get pulled into a Thunderdome temporarily. Not too bad, although the first time you encounter this is very scary. Because you're tethered in, like you can't actually move too far out from the sides here. 3, 2. More specials. Oh my god, the DPS. This is with the boss being at half off the screen, too, most of the time. Alright, Dark House Depths, what do we got? What have you got? 6 shots. If I could get one that gives me... Because the extra shots thing would be nice, but it does improve... It, like, increases GCDs. Yeah, I play this multiplayer with a couple friends. And, it is a little scary when somebody dies in the corner. Primary now applies Sticky Bomb. 1.5 times the damage of the hit that applied the bomb. I mean, I'm not really using the primary anymore so much for the damage, more just to kind of reset my special. So I'm looking for stuff that gives me, like, either faster GCDs or, like, more uses of it, but this is... It's okay, but it's, like... I think generally I want to just focus on getting special up as fast as possible. I think that's where the vast majority of our damage is coming from. This could also be nice if it didn't already have the, like, this incredible synergy. Oh, there are no faster GCDs than the base? Well, yeah, then I'm probably going to skip it. But yeah, this one would be good because I do have the multiple hits on the special. But... I think we just stick with the butterflies. I think that's too good to pass up right now. Definitely want to get some levels. I've been neglecting those. Spin is another new mechanic. You got little lasers that spin around for a bit and then shoot at whatever they're pointing at. 1100 DPS! We're not even at the final area yet. That's fucked up. For people who are familiar with this game, finishing the game with 1000 DPS, that's good. 1000 DPS is really good to get by the end of the game. This boss can be a bit of a pain, though, because she likes to shove you around, and especially for this character, where you generally want to be, like, at a good spacing, it can be rough. Another mini-boss that is a goddamn nightmare. Normal's not too bad, but I played the hard mode version of this fight, and I genuinely think it's harder than the actual boss for this area. Oh, a little too slow. Get in the circle. Just effects constantly going off. There's a lot of mental stack stuff going on here. Okay. Yeah, this boss is my nightmare on hard mode. Damn it, wrong one. So you have to stay in the circle for a moment, then pop out, then go back in. It's a lot of order of operation stuff that's really easy to mess up like you just saw. It's alright, we get our health back from this anyways. Oh no. I gotta do math. Primary strength becomes special cooldown multiplied by 30 minus your secondary strength divided by the times your primary hits your target. This could actually be really good. Because secondary doesn't deal damage, so we don't want the time-space dagger. This one might not be terrible. Okay, let's do some math here. So special cooldown, that'd be 9 seconds. So 270 damage minus 0 because the secondary doesn't have strength. Divided by the times primary hits target, so that's 1, so 270 damage. That is a pretty big buff to the primary at the very least. Sadly, it doesn't help my special, but it is at least a nice little option to buff my primary damage. Yeah, 9 seconds, 270 damage. And yeah, secondary doesn't have any strength. Actually, no. Oh, no. Does this actually count, though? I wonder if this does count because it has a damage value now. I think that might not work anymore. Shit. Because it does have a damage number on it now, so I think that would, unfortunately break it. Damn, okay. A little boring, but we get the Rusted Broadsword then, because time spent. Actually, special and defensive cooldown added together, multiplied by 10, divided by number of times the secondary hits your target. It should be 1, right? Yes. So 9 plus 12. It is 10 extra damage. Oh boy, I can deal 210 damage instead of 200. I think we just go for the broadsword or the greatsword. Bummer. Stupid math. Hate math. Math has done nothing for humankind. So you gotta get shoved around and also deal with the spinners. Plus you get sucked. But yeah, I genuinely find this boss easier than the, what's her name, the Sun. I gotta work on doing my defensive stuff better, the reloads. Sadly, with Wave Strike, a lot of our bonus damage just gets eaten by primary, which is fine, but it's not incredible. Hello, Dougie. I want to remind you, you don't have to avoid the boss. There is no contact damage in this game unless the boss is emanating a damage field. You get shoved around. This one I think you get shoved first and then you have to dodge laser. Pretty sure. And then this one I think you get lasered first and then you have to dodge. Oh god. Also, the border does double damage, so make sure you have defensive up if you're getting pushed into the border, like I just did. Get in the circle. Ooh, Glacier set. What is that for? Is that just boss kill count? Yeah, 55. I've been playing a good amount. Electrocade's instant KO. Really? I could have sworn we played it in multiplayer before. It just does too, but I might be mistaken. All right, final zone. One more chance to say hi to Tasha. Maximum of 8 shots. Slightly higher GCD, but I think it's better for maintaining special charge. Special defensive cooldowns are reduced. Actually, that could be nice. Yeah, I'll take the quickening potion. I guess I'll buy the 8 shot as well, and then the rest goes into levels. Shapes! Can you solve my tetrahedrons? Oh, this kind of it's almost like the bruiser attack. Need to remember I can split cast. Now that you've got no more urine in you, can you escape my tetrahedron? Just need to get my my butterflies out, honestly. It's weirdly awkward to hit these things because generally you're not in a good range. Like you're gonna split the difference and hit the middle with the tossed bomb at least. There we go. The humble single target enemy. Alright, I have 8 shots now. I don't have to reload after 6. Six. Alright, one more loot pickup. Percentage chance succeeds, deal 200 damage to all enemies. Next 3 GCDs are 0.5 seconds. Because I think we do have a percentage chance somewhere. Oh no, I think we had the option for a percentage chance, but we didn't take it. Okay, so Crown of Storms doesn't do anything. Static Shock Earrings could be nice, actually, because it's every 10 times you deal damage, and our turrets are going to do a lot of damage. Oh no, the secondary, right. I thought it was just deals 200 damage. No. How much is that? Percentage chance succeeds, deal 200 damage to all enemies. The 10 times might just be better, though. Because every time I use a special, that is 3 additional shots, so... Because we have a tiny luck bonus, but it's not always active. And we're switching it if we pop our defensive, so it's not always going to be active. I think I want to go for the Static Shock Earrings. Yeah, no, this game is fantastic. Anyways, for the first time, we're not fighting a rabbit. We're not fighting an animal. We're fighting a human. We're fighting Emily. It's just Emily. It's actually a big reference to Maiden and Spell, the dev's previous game. To the point where she uses the same, like, visual attack callouts for her specials, which you'll see in a moment. I'm not quite close enough to get the damage out. I'm about to get beamed. This stacks is Still not great at dealing with it. Case in point. Oh my god, could you stop? I wonder if it's better to just stay inside the circle there, honestly. That might be better. This will get me killed. Took way too much damage there. Alright, I gotta get in the circle. I don't know if that she teleports. She also has to move and make you get back in the circle. Woo. Actually, I didn't need to pop my secondary there. I don't know what I did. Anyways, since she's a human, she doesn't have an animal form, she just becomes big. Yeah, there's the big call out, the Magnus attack from Maiden and Spell, which is a pretty cool callback. Just, she also does the gimmick that Shira does, where you have to have a defensive ready, otherwise you just simply will take damage. You gotta steal yourself, that's the rule. Get the vocal theme kicking in. Yeah, this should be fine. Reload. Looks really intimidating, but basically just kind of forms a circle of lines, so you just kind of work with that. I should probably be a little bit higher. Dodge these. Jesus Christ, 1200 damage. That was a lot. Oh cool, beat a run on any difficulty, all abilities upgrade to different gems. Neat. And that's every item set too. Good news, I didn't need a backup defensive. I was not expecting it to go that quickly, goddamn. She does have more attacks, but when you have a run like that, it's a little silly. I'm still not sure if there is, like, more stuff, because I haven't gotten all the seals yet. That might just be for, like, the true story ending. What am I gonna play next? We got these last four new. We got the Hammermaid, Pyromancer, Grenadier, and Shadow Rabbit. Hammermaid inherits stats from her other abilities, so like her primary and secondary determine the damage of her special and defensive. Then Pyromancer is all about weaving in GCDs and off cooldowns. In Grenadier, you just saw, you do active reloads and stuff. You kind of just turn off your GCDs so you get to do more bullets and stuff. And then Shadow Rabbit is like Dancer, but fricked up and evil. Because unlike getting, you know, lucky procs, which buff your other attacks, you get lucky procs, which turn off your other attacks. So you have to be very careful. You don't want to spec too hard into one ability, because it'll inevitably be the one that you need the most. She also has like a jump and get invulnerability on her secondary, which is interesting. So you can kind of use almost a defensive if you have your secondary up and you remember that you're far enough away, because you have to be over 3 rabbit leaps away, otherwise it won't do that, it just doesn't attack. Let's do Pyromancer, let's do John Madden. So let me think. Probably want to do... Probably want to start with the special... Yeah, I think it'd be like special, primary, special, defensive, primary, and then if I get another proc on my special, go for that. So I think that is the plan. Go bum 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 bum. Okay. Because I think all her abilities, like, they don't have a GCD, so you can just pop them as soon as they're up for the most part. I think the secondary might have one. Oh no, the primary and defensive don't have GCDs, but then the secondary and flare kick do. Okay. really bad luck. The hardest part about playing this character, I think, is just going to be remembering that your primary is not on a GCD, so you can immediately pop another ability right after. Let's see if we can get lucky with some, like, reset abilities or loot or whatever. Also, yeah, the Shadow Rabbit has kind of a Yowie hand situation going on. Alright. Every 30 times your debuffs apply to deal damage to an enemy, defensive cooldown resets. All your abilities deal more damage, increases movement speed. I feel like some of the, like, the flow abilities are kind of underpowered. Freeze. Oh, interesting. So if you just stand still... That's kind of neat. I think this is a new effect. I don't think this was in the game before. It also deals additional damage. So if you stand still a lot, you're dealing 150... Well, no, it's when you stand still, so, like, presumably, as long as you're not moving, you're just stacking freeze damage constantly, so... I feel like I want to be moving, though. I think I might go for the Eagle Wing Charm, because I want that movement speed increase. Vanish is fine, but... I'll just take the Eagle Wing. I want to move fast. I don't know if any of her abilities... Okay, the primary slows her down a little bit. I think Flare Kick is free. Yeah, Flare Kick is free. When I say free, I mean it doesn't cause you to stop. Yeah, if you have a way to offset slowdown, it's nice. It's just without any kind of slowdown offset, it can be really rough. That's why I generally don't take them unless I have an offset already. When abilities or loot other than this one deal crits, deal 50 damage to all enemies. Primary deals more damage, GCDs increase, movement speed is also moderately reduced. That's not great, is it? No, we want to have the GCD. We don't want this to get a GCD. Special inflicts... Actually, Special Burn could be nice. It's also on brand for flavor. Pyromancer inflicting burn. Yeah, I think I'll go for the burn. Oop, wrong glide. And then big burn procs. 516 DPS, damn. Is burn... Okay, I was thinking it was like Ghost Flame. Ghost Flame applies it when you deal the damage in the first place, but this is just when it wears off. Still good. As long as I go for big damage on my special, it'll deal a lot more. That's Stella, that's Asha's friend. She uses tildes. Bye. Cooldown has a chance to reset whenever an attack is used. That could be nice. No longer a usability. Oh, interesting. So, it doesn't reset your special, but it activates every time you pop secondary. 2 uses per cooldown. Oh, that doesn't really help with the burn, though. That would actually be kind of nice with the Eagle Wing Charm, because that's like a 20% DPS increase for the primary stuff. Increases... Actually, that does increase the damage too. Because the problem is then when I pop my primary, like, the defensive does nothing, so it turns off that entire functionality. No longer deals damage, resets your primary, and supercharges it. GCD is longer. Problem is the supercharge doesn't actually... Actually, no, that does reset the... Hang on. That's probably good, because then I can pop specials more. Yeah, I'll go for the primary reset then. Get into the special orb loop. I really wish it started a fire if you pet her fast enough. Alright, so I think the new strat is going to be, you know, do the usual loop until everything is exhausted and then use secondary and go back into the loop as I can. Yep, expansion is completely free, so if you have this game, congratulations, you already have the expansion. Ooh. So yeah, that's what happens when you don't clear out one of them. I thought for sure it was going to be like a paid DLC, but not completely free. Wild. I did that wrong order. Oh, damn it. A little too high up. I want to be here. Wow, I'm getting terrible rolls on my procs here. Yeah, the game is also 50% off, so it's a $10 game, and in my opinion, it's worth it. Yeah, it's apparently just 50-50, so I'm just losing those coin flips. Oh, this one doesn't have a tether this time. Nice. I like that. Two, three, four. Keep thinking this song is going to break into when you wish upon a star, which is not the song. Probably don't want those Disney lawyers on you. Also, the flare kick is always straight horizontal, like you can't aim it. So you must simply hold that. Oh, come on, really? Yeah, this boss is probably... I feel like this boss and the sun, the star, whatever her name is those are my nightmare bosses, despite the fact that they're not actually the zone bosses. This is very funny. Oh, wrong one. Wasn't paying attention. Number. Okay, now we're doing the order. Constantly hearing the chick 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 of procs going off. It's great. Also, the butterflies fucking hate you. Every single time you get to get dialogue from one, it's always, I will choke you. You are nothing. Nothing. You no talent bum. You're nothing. Who the fuck are you? I walked Bob Dylan out on stage in 1973. Who the fuck are you? Alright, let's see. Every 10 times use an ability, reset special cooldown, gain flash int. Primary and secondary, a 5% chance to deal 100 damage 5 times to a large radius around your target enemy when use. Grants you smite and slices the air around you. Yeah. I think either Sun Pendant or Katana. The problem with Katana is that I don't have any luck bonuses, so 5% is really low. I'm not like spamming a ton of abilities though. It's just kind of like using them off cooldown, so this wouldn't be super bonkers, but Flash Int is nice at least. I'll just go for that. More burn damage, if nothing else. Some characters really struggle with this part because it's really hard for them to hit like multiple targets. Thankfully the hitboxes are pretty big, but for the little guys it could be a little tougher. Yeah, Sniper God. Actually no, Sniper can pierce. I think your shots pierce, so you can park up at the end of the stage there. I'm just gonna defensive through this. Orb. Still a little bit of RNG, but if I can get some luck bonuses, that'll help a lot. If I can get over that 50%, you know, the coin flip. Oh, did it hit? I think that actually hit. The only problem is sometimes I'm dealing damage quickly enough that my burn procs, like they're kind of overlapping. Isn't tremendously useful. I feel like whenever I go for like status effects, I never get the one item that buffs the damage on status effects. Build's alright, but I'm not quite getting the full John fucking Madden experience of just mashing everything when it's off cooldown, you know? Just constantly weaving everything off GCD. Alright, the primary is aimed. I can aim the primary. Don't get greedy. Yeah, I think I just unlocked the painter set on the last run, so I gotta play around with that once I find it. Aw, damn. I think I could have dodged that if I was nice, but I delayed a little too much. You're never really meant to make dodges that precise. Like, you're never expected to be doing, you know, fucking bullet hell dodges. It's more just, if you have to do that, you fucked up the mechanics. Alright. Atelier time. Tasha. What do I get here? Reduce cooldown, 4 hits. Nah, we don't want that, actually. Because it would buff the damage from Eagle Wing, but then we'd lose the burn. Actually, wait a minute. Wait, so automatically when I use my... Oh right, this is the one that turns off whenever I use my secondary. All cooldowns are 3 seconds longer, huh? That's your primary charges it. Cooldown of shorter. Now grants Ghost. Primary will not break, vanish, or Ghost. I'm never a huge fan of the Ghost stuff because it feels like usually it ends up getting broken at the worst time. So like you spend your big damage bonus on something that's like my secondary I did 80 damage. Great. I think if I were to all cooldowns are longer. Because it's not GCDs, it's just cooldowns, so specifically it wouldn't affect... I'm almost kind of tempted to get the Emerald Fire, because I think that would be... I think they do count as 2 separate abilities. So whenever I pop my secondary, it's like I'm using 2 for the purpose of Sun Pendant. The only problem is then the GCD is longer, so I would want to... I feel like this would be maybe a little bit more damage, but then I can't, like, force reset. I can't get, like, lucky procs on this special reset. I need to just go for the 10 abilities, which is a little stinky. Colonel. If I didn't already have the longer GCDs on that, I might go for the primary upgrade. But then it does increase my damage for the special. The burn is doing more too. And that's 52 more damage on the flare kick. I think I'm going to just go for a little more damage. A few more levels. I feel like taking away the ability to reset cooldowns kind of... It's one of the reasons I'm playing Pyro in the first place. Just being able to weave stuff constantly, so just spamming secondary the entire game isn't quite as fun. Guess, white girl, guess. Oh, she's black, shut up. Kind of curious what this fight, like this encounter, is like on Lunar. How many more spinners and nonsense is there? Spin! Oh, I missed, really? Really? Yeah, like, the DPS is okay, but it's not incredible right now. Oh, right. This fight delays a moment, you can't actually get right into it. So if you spam your powerful stuff right out of the gate, you're not going to get much for it. This probably is very nerve-wracking for anybody watching, because you can't tell which character I am offhand, but I know which one I am. You also can't... I was wondering if, like, you use the focus trick, but now your hitbox flashes the same color for everybody, so you can't use that to figure out either. I do wish you could stack multiple sources of burn. That'd be really good for this build, but... no such luck. Oh yeah, you're right, I didn't even realize it turns off your decorations. That should be buffed, that should be changed in a patch. Have all the clones take your accessories, your trinkets. does suck when you get something that would be, like, incredible for a build, but then, like, if you, for me, for example, getting luck boosters would be nice, but I'm just not really getting them. Oh, did it show relic procs? Makes sense that they would nerf it. For this DPS, or for this fight, your DPS is always way lower, because she spends half the fight just not attackable. That was neat. Specialty is more damage for every loot that is spent. Okay, that's cool that there's another synergy now with items that break. Darkstorm Knife is kind of whatever. Yeah, I think we just take more damage on the special. I haven't found all the new trinkets and stuff yet, so there'll probably be a bunch of new things that I find out here. Live on stream, we discover them together. Oh, I thought it was low enough. Sucks when my free use of the special is right at the same time I pop defensive anyways, or it gets reset. Gotta pay more attention to that. Gotta wait for this phase though, because I can't aim my special. It goes left or right, that's the aim. Thankfully phase 2 it'll be a lot easier to hit her. Hitbox becomes big. I'm actually not getting a ton of value out of the defensive reset right now. Because right now it's mostly just to reset the primary, and it's only a 2-second cooldown anyways, it's not tremendously long. But it is more proc fishing at least, so I can go for that. If I only had a little bit more luck booster or something, that'd be good. Cat. I'll see the rainbow flash a little too late. Okay, this one, yeah. You get tethered to the center, and then the orbs go in 2 directions, and also a side gets cleaved, at least on normal. I do like the mechanic of, like, you get different attacks based on the gem she picks. Okay, this is the slow. I think she cleaves one more time, yeah. I'm so slow. Alright, Dark House Depths. Time to get shoved a bunch. What do we got? Oh, I don't want the 4 hits. I need big base damage. Come on, you offered this to me already. That's primary and special and supercharges both. Cooldown is shorter. I might go for that. Getting a guaranteed special reset is probably pretty good. What do we have here? Always reset special and supercharges it. Deals more damage. Has a longer cooldown. But then this has a guaranteed reset on the primary, so this might be worth going for too. Because supercharging is double damage, it's not 1.5. Can I afford both of these, actually? I can afford both of these. I just don't have a big buff for my special yet, which kind of stinks. Alright. So I think Order of Operations mostly still remains the same. It's just going to be do those until otherwise necessary, and then you kind of go for the specials. Lets me extend the chain a little bit more. Beams. There we go. DPS is going up now. That was the sauce. That was what was missing. So now we don't have to rely on RNG. So our special pops are going to be a lot more consistent. And it's a great time to get the good DPS now because this boss is here. Everybody's favorite, the one that explodes and tells you dodge this. One. Nope. I went a little too early. I thought it was going to pop there. Alright, let me pop my special here, please. Okay, so circle, circle again, get out, get back in, get in the other circle. This boss is basically just getting in and out of circles. That's the entire gimmick. As long as I'm at like 2 damage, that's the goal, because then I can recover 2 at the treasure. Offensive has a shorter cooldown, but can no longer be reset by ability or loot effects. Offense's range decreases by 30%, now is 2 seconds shorter. Cooldown grants counter. Actually, that could be nice too. Curse is fine, but... Now the question is, do I want to stack counter damage? Because if it would make it a 9-second cooldown, this would make it a 10-second cooldown. But it guaranteed gives me even more damage on my special, so I think I might go for the Black Steel Buckler. It also doesn't have any potential interference if I get something that lets me reset my defensive. Because the radius is whatever, I don't care about the radius on my defensive, it's mostly just to reset special, so... Giving me counter state and supercharged special is really nice. There we go, we're getting some good weaves now. Immediately erase the 11-second cooldown. Get it supercharged and counter state. Counter! Counter! Ooga, it's good again. The only problem is I'm overwriting my burn procs, which kind of stinks. Like, you can't stack multiple, so it just waits until the first one resolves before it lets you do another one. Hello, doggy. Alright, I got pulled for... Ooh, that was a little close. There we go. That second one always messes me up because I think the order of operations is different, but it does in fact, it switches between the two. I gotta be careful. 1106. The Deeps. Want to give me one of that painter sets? You want to boost my debuff damage? This one has charge, 50% chance to additionally deal damage again to all enemies. It's slightly less damage, but I think I need a buff for my special. Because we are getting counter state as well, so that would benefit very nicely from it. Nah. Secondary damage, evasion. I could go for luck for more crits. I think I just go luck for more crits, because that'll be more damage than like an extra 10%, however much that was. No status effect buffers, though, sadly. Oh wait, did I not buy that? Oh, I didn't buy the thing. I'm stupid. Oh well. It'll be fine. I think my DPS could have been higher if I had bought it, but it's not like the end of the world. We'll definitely still win. Nope, wrong one. My rotations were bad. My DKP, it goes down. It affects me. Okay, I have to wait a moment for the actual thing to phase in, otherwise my attack just whiffs. Sadly, this one it's really difficult to get, like, all the targets. If you have, like, the electric ball on Druid, that would work, I guess. Alright, for 6 seconds, reduce all of the cooldowns by 2 seconds. Starts fights on cooldown. Not terrible. Max out movement speed when you're invulnerable. This doesn't seem very good. Like, I guess it does let you reposition. Might be okay for some lunar fights, but I think we just get the bigger hitboxes because that makes my orbs bigger. And the explosion too. Not that we're gonna have trouble hitting the final boss because you've seen it already. He's not particularly difficult to aim for. Might even be impossible to miss. I think it's like from like where I'm standing right here down to around here for phase 2, so really difficult to miss. I don't think this is specifically a character from Maiden and Spell, but it's definitely a reference. 100%. Because she uses human magic, which is Magnus spell attacks, as opposed to just the magic that everybody else, all the animals, use. There's lore. Chat, when the game has lore. Okay, I'm gonna try just chilling in the middle of the circle for this one, see if that works any better. So it feels like most of them are not aimed towards the center, they're kind of like aimed around, so like... Yeah, I think that might be the strat, is stay in the middle. Okay, don't do that though. Actually, no, it's not. Never mind. I once again fucked up this attack royally. This should be good. This should also be good. Oh, it's still a little bit too high, though, to hit with the orb. I'm weaving over here. Hey, yo! It's so wild that this is free. Like the expansion, I mean. Like, basically doubling the content in the game for free. Actually, no, I think the circle goes off the screen, so I think it's literally impossible to miss. As long as your attacks don't have, like, a limited range or something, you will hit. The final attack is coming. Oh, big! You have time to sneak in one more defensive combo. I'm not going to risk it with this one. I don't know what I think my cooldown's a little bit too long to come back before the unavoidable. Nope, wrong order. 1100 damage. Keep killing her too fast. Alright, let's try my fucked up, twisted, evil fantasy. Try the Shadow Rabbit. Got long arms. Alright, so let's see. So yeah, there, I was holding down my primary, now it's locked out. I can't use it again until I use something else. And it's also, like, it can roll the same one multiple times, so... You know, it's not just that you press a different button every time. Because I think the strat is going to be pop defensive and special, and then try and use primary. And get those to roll again. Actually, which one would do more damage? Okay, so it's kind of like a Dancer situation where your primary does more damage if you only have those two to use. And then your defensive is 360 damage, well, 90 times 4. Really is kind of like fucked up Dancer, actually, because this is just like a big AoE. Your primaries and secondaries are kind of like a radius versus a circle around you. Thankfully, it does tell you, notice how my secondary gets the red circle, or the red glow around it. So when you see the red glow, that means you know that it is going to do the jump. Alright. I think that's... I don't know if that got added to Heavy Blade too. I hope they did. Feels like it'd be really nice for her. Oh, the Heavy Blade is all jump. No. That's on you, then. Because this character has the distance... The rule of, like, being a specific distance away, so you just gotta remember that. You must simply hold that. Alright, what do we got here? For 8 seconds, using a special resets cooldown instantly and charges it. All your cooldowns are reduced by 3 seconds. If you use your defensive, this effect ends. This is what I use for my 0-second cooldown Druid Butterfly build. Cooldowns less than or equal to 10 become 5. They do have cooldowns, actually. Buffs my defensive, but nerfs my special. I don't think I want to go for Fire Scale, because that means that effectively one of my abilities is kind of locked out. Every 10 times. Actually, most of these are multi-hits, aren't they? Yeah, primary and secondary multi-hit, and the defensive is also 4 hits. Just the special that's a single. That Shock Earrings could be alright. It is true that I get a 1-second special, I could just spam these two. The only thing is it is a pretty good buff to the defensive. Because 1 extra second on the Time Mage on the special wouldn't be terrible. Also, if I get a gem that, like, increases the cooldown on the special as long as it doesn't go... Oh wait, no, that's less than equal to 10 seconds, so that doesn't actually do anything for defensive, never mind. So it is just a nerf to Sadness, unfortunately. They nerfed Sadness. Necronomicon is an option. Thinking Necronomicon, Fire Scale, or Static Shock Earrings. Necronomicon and Static Shock are probably the least, like, conditionals. I just kind of get them. Like, there is a chance for this to roll badly and have it reset when it is still locked out. What's a GCD on the special, actually? 1 second, it's not too bad. Actually, all my stuff is 1 second GCD. I'll try the corset. Fuck it. We ball. Because it syncs up perfectly with the GCDs anyway, so as long as it's not on lockout, I can just kind of spam it. Just don't use defensive. Never realized how much a 25% chance will hate you until you play this character, though. Like, oh, I really need that ability, so I'm not gonna get it. Man. Man. Special defense have 30% chance of instantly resetting when used. That's also, well... That'd be very funny. 0.6 second primary and secondary would be really nice, but turning off my special is rough. Yeah, this would be pretty good on Grenadier, because you just kind of ignore your bomb. You just go in, all in on gun. Guess I'll just go for Omega Charge special. Hopefully get some good gems for our special, though. Or stuff that might support it. Because I haven't really seen too many of the Shadow Rabbit gems. I've only played like 1 or 2 runs, I think. Does additional attack every time you use your secondary. Damage and radius increases by 30% for every time you use this in a row up to 9 times. You like gambling? No longer has a GCD and no longer slows movement. Cooldown is shorter, no longer is GCD. Actually, that would have made it 10 seconds. That would have made it work with the clock. If I can get 1 more second of cooldown reduction... That would be tremendously funny. I'm gonna take that just for the ignoring movement for now. I could even take the quickening potion, actually. And that should, in theory, just be like, no GCD, no cooldown. It'll be very funny for this stage. There is, unfortunately, still an internal cooldown that you can't really break. Actually, wait a minute. Could I do, like... Okay, alright. God, I would have to, like, weave. I'd have to, like, mash. Do I just John Madden? Do I just mash the... Interesting. Let's see how it works. Special, 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 special. Didn't like me not rolling special all those times. Yeah, I need to set up my macro. Hold on. Oh, thought my special became unlocked. It did not. Need to get one of the loot items that goes off when you use your special. That'll be very funny. Because actually, even when the cooldown reduction potion, when that wears off, I should still be able to weave stuff with it. Nope. Oh, just barely made it. Unlock my special at any time, please. Oh, right, I popped defensive, so I actually have a cooldown now, damn. Okay, I want to get on this side. Okay, I think I have a moment to wait here first before... Okay, yeah, I do. Do I have time to make it? Wanted to make sure. Not quite bonkers yet. Radius increased. Defensive cooldowns resets. Gain Black Strike when you use your secondary. These are not incredible for me. Black Strike would be the option for the highest DPS, but even then it's not like a huge, huge buff. I guess Black Strike. Actually, okay, that doesn't start on cooldown, so I can at least start by popping secondary and then hope I don't get locked out with Black Strike. I don't want to do the jump. There we go. Gotta be real careful popping your secondary, because even though you're invincible for a bit, it can still very much pull you into death. Because you're only invincible for a bit, and then you still have, you know, a big orb around you if you get sucked in or whatever. Okay, could you stop blocking out my special, please? I almost wonder if, like, this strat is just alternate circle and primary. I think that might be the strat. Because then I can do the weave and then do an attack right after. And it gives me the option select in case special's locked out. The only problem is I have to make sure I'm not breaking the flow of it. The problem is then, if I mess up, I end up using my primary and have to eat a GCD instead. I want to exist outside of the GCD. I don't want cooldowns. I want to press John Madden. I want to press every button on my keyboard, on my controller, and get all the damage for it. Actually, can I? I think I remember seeing... Okay, no, that doesn't work. I was gonna say, I wonder if you can hold down multiple buttons and have it do an option select for you, but that does not work. Oh, I'm gonna be down here. If I get something like one of my other abilities goes off when I use my special, that'd be really nice. I'm not sure if those gems exist. Ooh, gold potion. Grants haste for 10 seconds. Gain charge when you use any other ability. If you use with charge, you also gain invincibility. Does additional attack every time you use your secondary. I want to use my... I want to go off on my special. Ooh, random chaotic effects. Actually, that could be... Because we have a cooldown again on the special. It is a 1 second cooldown once more, so... Holds up Spork. I'm going for it. Oh, what is this? What is this butterfly thing? That's new. Lamy being Lorandom. Oh my god. Lorandom is working. XDDD. I'm Berserk? Can you just get any status effect in the game? Can you just get, like... What's it called? Oh no, I fucked up. I didn't mean to press defensive, I just kind of did it reflexively. Yeah, sometimes I think it might just use any of the effects it could have, like any of the gems. I know it's just for the fight, I didn't mean to press defensive, it was just reflexive. I was practicing good shoot-'em-up discipline. Bombing before you get hit as opposed to after. Hey, do you know what happens? Hey, do you know what happens to rabbits when hey, did you know? Hey, when rabbits are hey, did you know when the rabbit Did you know?
Can you fart so hard your balls explode?
Did you know when rabbits are alone, their balls explode? Super! Actually, getting super as a random proc is really nice. Definitely can't rely on it, but... just getting free invincibility for 5 seconds is nothing wrong with that. Oh, get in the circle! Oh, you're gonna run on the circle! Oh. You gotta do a little spin during this portion, it's customary, it's traditional. Oh, I'm super! Super! Oh, a little too close. Too close to orb. obnoxious. The yellow cast bar always messes with me because I think I'm in the wrong circle. Alright, come on, give me something that goes off when I pop my special. Elegy, Wave Strike. I mean, we are spamming a lot of specials, so that wouldn't be terrible. A little bit more damage. It's better for some characters, for sure, like Spellblade really likes that. Just have to remember this does slow me down again. Can I have my special, please? Thank you. I think this is close enough. She's like, think carefully, like, Asha, please, I'm pressing the random button. I don't have the option of thinking anymore. I hope you understand. Yeah, I'll just be invincible, actually. I'd like for it to stop locking out my special. I feel like this character would be, like, potentially extremely busted, but then, like, that one time happens when you absolutely need an ability to be available, and that's exactly when it locks out. The most crucial possible time for an ability to not be locked out, and that's when it locks itself out. No. Should get on the side. Ah, super! How big of a shove is this, actually? Oh, not too bad. Probably better to use my primary, actually, because it doesn't slow me down. Actually, yeah, because secondary will pull me in a direction, too. So I think primary is probably the safest bet if I want to just cycle until I can get super again, or special, I should say. This should probably be really nice, because we get to hit all the ads now with the special. Very, very minor detail here, but if you have, like, an automated turret like a butterfly, and it's active during these conversations, it will attack randomly. It knows, like, she is the most dangerous threat here. Yeah, see, the butterflies are just little sickos. They just hate you. They want you to be dirt. Singing, huh? I do like this in the extra stages as well. All the old enemies are now kind of working together, showing up. Desperately trying to figure out how communication works again. Like, oh right, we could just be friends. Cooldown shorter, no GCD. No. Gain Omega Charge whenever you gain vulnerability. Eh. That's less time using my special. Because I don't want to be spamming this. Like, it's potentially strong if you get lucky, but eh. We could get invincible from special, but we're not going to be fishing for it, so I think we just go for a lot of... We just get a lot of damage. Because this has a GCD now, right? Yeah, so even with the reduction cooldowns, it still is subject to the GCD, so it wouldn't help it. So I just get a bunch of damage. Oh, they're dying so quickly. Oh, this is great. Oh, I love simply not having to deal with ads. I love pressing the circle button and exploding everything for 10,000 damage. I thought it was super for a second. You gotta be really careful. That's super. In super procs, you just get to simply ignore mechanics for 5 seconds. That's great. On top of dealing a lot more damage, too. Abyssal Rage, what is that? Isn't that one of the Brawler Rabbits options? Like, you forego Berserk for Abyssal Rage instead? Something like that? I think that's how it works. It's been a minute since I played Brawler. Stone Skin. You're nothing! You no talent! Sorry, anytime I see the butterfly screaming at you, you're nothing! You're worthless! Okay. I think we go for the Royal Staff and just simply stop buying things now. I think we just simply deal all the damage going forward. This is actually a really nice accessory. I like this one. I wonder if this works with luck boosters as well. Yeah, we go Royal Staff and stop buying things at this point. Get those butterfly procs. I wanted to ignore the mechanics entirely, but of course, that is exactly when my special locked out 3 times in a row. God, we're already in phase 2. The only thing I'm buying from the shop, if I see it, is like the gold potion. That'll be a significant chunk of extra damage coming in. This is very strong, you're correct. Okay, can I use my special? Thank you. Of course, right when super proc 2, so I lost all that bonus damage. Yeah, this character is fucked up dancer. Rather than getting lucky procs that buff your other moves, your base moves are very strong, but they'll get locked out at random, so you have to constantly pay attention. How much damage was that? I just saw her health bar, like, disappear. What the fuck was that? $7,000 damage. Yeah, that tracks. And it's only going to get higher because, remember, we're buffing. We're getting damage buffs based on the money we have, so... no money potion, which means This is just for the special, right? Oh, jeez. I think we just keep the damage stacks from the staff. I think we just go for the biggest possible hits on special, because like getting a few extra procs on that is okay, but I'm not getting a ton else out of it, so... Because then if I take that, I lose a good, like, 25... what was that, $25? 25% damage on my special, which I don't want to do. I might even be able to beat the final boss before we even have to do the unavoidable damage check with this DPS if we get lucky. If it doesn't constantly lock out my special, I might just be able to burst her down before the check comes out. Before I have to steal myself. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This is the Shapes Museum. Welcome. Didn't quite get in the center for that one, though, so I had to... My DPS dropped. No, 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 no. Actually, wait, Lion Charm is really nice, because special has a cooldown, doesn't it? It sure does! It sure has a 1-second cooldown, which technically is a cooldown! Let's see if we can beat the steal yourself check. Oh, what, you're talking to me this time? That's me! Violence. You ever try just making friends without a spell? Her. No. No. I'm a healer, but I would oppose you. I don't like your plan. It sucks. Alright, yeah, good luck with that. Anyways, special... Here, you can make friends with my special move. Oh, I get Ghost Flame sometimes, too. Okay, doing a lot better on this attack this time. Much, much better. I need to be over here. And now I need to be over here. Just be like, what would you know about loneliness? Shadow Rabbit, the most depressed creature on the planet, coming up like, have you tried being random? Yeah, her health bar is already bottomed out. We've passed the scripted health bar point. Okay, can I have my special, please? Thank you. No, please stop blocking it. Ah, damn. Oh my god. Oh, that's right, I can just be invincible when I use my secondary. I forgot I have that. Zoop! We don't need that. We don't need my defensive, actually. Me just rolling jackpots constantly. 1600! 1600 deeps. Are you scrying in a dark hovel? No. And all these people whose asses got kicked and they became friends. Yeah, you gotta go to Maiden and spell. Pretty silly run. The Omega Charge, weirdly enough, didn't do, like, a ton. The Black Strike also was kind of meh. Everything else, though, goddamn. What if I just mashed special? Actually, I wonder if I can see the... Hang on, I just gotta check something real quick. Okay, yeah, because I think there's... For the base game, also, like, it locked story events until you do credits, so I gotta look at that real quick. Yeah, like, it wasn't a consistent 7,000 damage thing, it was just... Every now and then I'd get a big hit, but not, like, as bonkers as it would have been getting, like... erasing bullets whenever you use your special or something, like one of those loot effects. Extra mode. Okay. Well, let's not bring her up. She can stay down there. I hate her attacks. And no, the expansion is called Extra Mode. That's what we've been playing this whole time. Oh yeah, that's right. They all are like moths and flies and stuff. The furtive ember, so easily forgotten. I do wonder if they're going to tweak the balance on some of the fights, because some of them definitely feel a lot more overtuned than the actual boss fights for the areas. Like the Eternal Bloom and the Dying Ember there. Definitely feel a lot harder. That's right, their inspiration was Fire Emblem. I'm kind of curious to try, like, the true random stuff, because I haven't done that yet. I've been mostly working on getting all the unlocks. Steel, I don't remember if Steel Plus was the one who did One Step from Eden's OST as well. It might be a different composer, actually. I fucking love having friends! They did, okay. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it was, but I wasn't 100% sure on it. Rats! Everyone is here. Chomp, 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 chomp. Actually, I want to see something. I do like that every piece of dialogue technically does count as a, like a log there. Like they have the different emotions. Very easy to miss, but it is there. They put in the work. Yeah, Tasha. She just likes fighting and selling you things. She's your Pomie. I wish she was playable. I'm sure there's like a playable Tasha mod somewhere, but it is kind of wild thinking. I think last year I saw like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, do a couple little updates here, and then they just ended up doubling the length of the game. Just, you know, a quick little update, a couple new bosses maybe, and then, you know what, I'm actually gonna do an entire expansion. Her. Oh, hey. Never really get to talk to you before you're Jokerfied. Or after you're Jokerfied, I guess. You've been de-Jokerfied. Oh? I'm definitely not going to stick around and look at the moon just one more time. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I enjoy the moon one more time? Damn, everybody else got caught by the spell. Rip to them, but I'm built different. Hey, you know what happens to rabbits when they're lonely? Hey, did you know what happens to rabbits when they're lonely? Hey, did you know? Hey. Did you know what happens to rabbits when they're lonely? They die. Why can't I remember? Just ignoring the fact that I played all this solo for the most part. Yeah, that's right, friends are great. Yeah. You know, Dev. Because I think I have... I think the rest of the unlocks are like the challenger ones for doing the hard mode stuff. Let me check something real quick. Is it more options? Oh, here it is, collection. Pass through the crack in the geode on Lunar without taking damage. Okay, so we do have to defeat Farah the Witch's Hound while standing in her death wall. What else am I missing? Because it said I got all the sets. So these might just be pallets, or like trinkets or stuff. I'm kind of curious what that is, though. Now, definitely not doing the crack in the geode on Lunar without taking damage. I'll tell you that much. That needs a lot of practice. These are all the Lunar difficulty ones. Yeah, these are all Lunar difficulty. Lunar. Rare chance of dropping extra boss defeat on hard difficulty or above. Beat 4 true random or chaotic random runs. Maybe do a couple true random or chaotic randoms. Nothing. Fish. Let's do Hammermaid. Okay, so Brief vulnerability deal damage 3 times to your left and right, so 360 damage on defensive, and then 300 damage on the special. Actually, how does the charge on this work? Oh, gains 1 use when you've already used another ability. Up to 5 charges. Almost kind of like Defender Rabbit. Bonk, 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 bonk. Okay, probably definitely want that, if you see the, like, the slowdown immunity dress, that'd be really good. Oh, a little too far away. Oh god. Forgot you slow down a lot. I mean, that's fine. I don't necessarily... Like, I want to get all the other unlocks, so I'll probably do a few more... Actually, wait, no, did I? Hang on. I think you're right, actually. I don't think I changed it. Oh, yeah, you're right. I wanted to do, the random stuff. Shuffle everything together. Actually, is this... Do you get more gold? Okay, no, you always get 10 extra. Chaos random. See if I remember how to fight the base game bosses again. It's been a while. Completely overwrite all my knowledge of the base game with the extra mode stuff. Defensive and loot cooldowns shortened by 2 seconds. 2 seconds shorter cooldown grants counter. Special deals 30% more damage, 100% chance succeeds. Your special goes down a cooldown. Defensive becomes permanently unusable. It's a little scary. What's the cooldown on the defensive? 15 seconds. I mean, the 2 seconds would probably just be easy to use because it's already pretty short range. I think the Oni staff doesn't apply to crits, thankfully. Because that would really suck if it was any time you got a crit. We'll just take the pajama hat and see if we can find loot items with cooldowns. Oh god, you're so slow. Gotta be really careful with that special. I wonder if the final bosses would show up in, like, any of the boss slots, potentially. That'd be interesting. Damage from loot is increased. Miracles happen. Specials random chaotic. Ooh. The cheat book, though, because we can get a lot of special stocks with this character, so I think I might go for the cheat book. Let's get random! Because this isn't actually, like, a damage loot, so that wouldn't help with the Greatsword Pendant. Damage from loot also doesn't work. I don't think this character applies buffs to themselves. No. Aside from vulnerability, which basically every defensive does anyways. Yeah, I'll just take Book of Cheats. We do a little cheating. That's right, we are gonna cheat. Super! Pretty good first effect to happen. Any character that can stock specials quickly, like Spellblade or, you know, Hammer Maiden, I guess now, are really nice options for Book of Cheats. It says King's Arse. Maybe the shopkeepers are random, that's cool. No longer runs GCD. Drops a shield. But you cannot reset the cooldown. It doesn't say cannot be reduced, though. Instead of slowing movement, now greatly increases movement speed. Deals damage 3 times to your left and right. GCD significantly reduced. Percentage chance. Actually, that could be nice, because then I could charge my special really quickly. 25% chance to supercharge all your abilities. Yeah, we could just say, I don't want to deal with RNG, actually. Just spam secondary, because that also stops me from going slowly. I can get very quickly into special full charge mode. The increased movement speed is nice, but I want to try and get this loaded up for later. Yeah, because it's like, what, 3 seconds we're fully charged? Gotta remember to pop defensive for a quick little boost as well. Because special uses the primary damage, right? Yeah, okay. So if I find something that can boost my primary damage, I need to pay attention to that as well. Like how this is the second run that's probably going to devolve into just spamming special a whole lot. Yeah, I don't need to deal with this. I'm super. I don't have to interact with your mechanics. I have an invincibility. I rolled nice. Oh, hey, did you know what happens when rabbits are lonely? The only problem is I want to see what this is like on Lunar, but that would mean I'd have to get to this part on Lunar. Or just get lucky with the boss orders if I was playing Chaotic Random. Because I'm still not great at the hard mode either in extra mode. Oh, I saw that. Could you tell which character I am? Because I sure can. I did a cheeky little reveal there at the start. It's also really nice because... Oh, damn it. A little too fast. Oh, of course, now I get super. It's also really nice because I can use secondary to quickly reposition. Because you get a built-in speed boost when you use it. Although I did get a very... I feel like Shadow Rabbit is going to be like the very funny things happen character for a lot of people. As we saw the last run, just got to go full John Madden. Mash special as much as physically possible and just deal a billion damage for it. Alright. Become dramatically luckier when you have at least one buff. Using defensive resets cooldown instantly. I don't know if this affects crits. Because I don't think a crit counts as a critical chance or percentage chance trigger. So I might try going for the Straw Hat because we are getting a lot of buffs. See if any crits pop up, I gotta pay attention. Oh yeah, we got crits still, cool. I wish you would get numbers, though. That's kind of the one thing I really wish this game had, is numbers for, you know, how much you are getting a bonus from something. Like, what is dramatically luckier versus slightly luckier versus... you know. Feel the power of steam. Hammer throw. Black Strike. I will simply stand here and swing my hammer at you and roll random procs, and you better be equipped to deal with that. Actually, I wonder if there is a mod for, like, showing exactly what the language means, like, significantly luckier, blah blah blah. Probably need to look into that to see. I'm not shielding your attacks, I'm popping defensive to get more DPS. Nope, went that way. There we go. Still looking for a loot that gives like a nice effect on using a special. That'd be really good. Ah, a little too far down. I keep holding down focus. I need to stop doing that when I'm trying to dodge things. Alright, probably getting around this one. Gonna have a lot of extra cash for the next stage at least. Alright, what do we got? UCD's longer, only hits once, now uses its own damages rather than primary. So 450 damage, but a 1.8 second GCD. There's the Rabbit Luck Field again. Increases all of the cooldowns by 1 second each time it's used. That's not incredible. And then the secondary is the same. It's 300 damage right now. That would bring it to 450, but I don't know if that's really great. Like, this does improve the damage if I buy the Opal gem. But it's only 20 extra damage per hit, so it's just 40 extra. Yeah, I don't think I want to get the Ruby for the special. I don't think that's worth it. Rabbit Luck isn't worse. It does reduce the cooldown because we're not resetting it. The text here specifically only applies to resetting it completely, but I believe you can still reduce the cooldown. Or I could just get a ton of damage. Honestly, I have a good amount of luck from the Straw Hat. I think I might pass on the Garnet defensive. The question is, do I want to buy full heal? What stage are we on? Dark House Depths? Well, the stage doesn't really matter because bosses are random. Should I buy a heal? Let's buy a heal to be safe. Oh, right, stop moving. And this one is keep moving. Yeah, I'm going to save the ruby. Well, I'm going to save the upgrade for something else, potentially. The nice thing with my secondary, I don't actually have to hit to activate it, I just need to use it. So even if I'm missing, I still get to charge up my special stocks. I do really like how all the new characters kind of prioritize using you defensively, like as an offensive resource rather than just strictly saving it for mistakes. Like, I know some characters in the base game can do that as well, but they felt a lot more conservative with, like, what you want to spend your defensives on, you know? Like, Druids is specifically just for defense by default. You can't use her stuff offensively outside of getting out of the way of attacks to buff your homies. I keep getting out of the circle too early for these. It's really delayed. Like, I always think I immediately need to get moving, but you have some time. Man. Like, I'm trying to keep my 2 going so I can quickly get around the circles, because I don't want to be caught in while I'm using my special. Nope, 5 seconds of super. Oh, you know what? I got Stone Skin, actually. I can just get in there. Okay, I need to... should get over here. One more. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, the hammer, like, this is her base movement speed, and then this is when I use my primary, so they slow down a bit, and then the special is really slow, and then the secondary gives you a big speed boost. So the idea is that you kind of, like, use the secondary to get into place and then park yourself and start hammering. Special deals more damage. It's not terrible. Whenever you move around a bunch, 150 damage. And so it was a larger radius, and vulnerability lasts longer. Actually, the Greysteel Shield is potentially very good for Shadow Rabbit because she has the invulnerability built into her secondary. You could cheese a lot of attacks with that, I think. I think we just go for the fancy book. Go all in on specials again. Oh, cool, the music is randomized too. This is absolutely not Asha's theme. It's actually a really cool feature. This wasn't a thing in the base game. Like, you had the random route option, but all the characters were locked to their specific zones, so to speak. Well, look, if Final Fantasy XIV gets to have Yalms and Malms and Ilms, this game can use rabbit leaps. Ow. And another one. Okay, got super. little bit lower, actually. I don't like being right at the top of the screen there. Oh, another super. Getting haste is also really nice because their GCDs feel pretty long. Super. The only problem with super is you have to be really good at calculating how long things are going to take. Okay, this is the tether ball. Oh, really? Really? Taking a lot of damage on the Asha fight, actually. I'd like to not take that much damage on this fight. So used to the other characters, I get to go fast. Now I actually have to be careful using my special. Like, I can zip around between phases, but once I start attacking, like, I'm locked in for a moment. Need to be using my defensive more proactively now that I'm not actually, forbidden to use it. Okay, so I think I gotta be in here. Damn it, no. No. So I gotta learn how to do that attack. Might die. Like, just a tiny bit of safe zone here. Okay. Definitely healing this one. Oh boy. Actually, no, it's not necessarily going to be Randomly, because I was going to say, I think she's probably the hardest. Especially I haven't fought her in a while. Alright, what do we got? Oh, again with the 450 damage. Use a primary damage. Man, I'm not really getting incredible pulls for the gems here. Yeah, I don't like the GCD being 1.8 seconds on the Ruby special, because it means we're getting less procs on our book as well. This would boost the damage on the defensive a lot. That's 600 damage. Also turns it into kind of like another primary cleave swing. I mean, the damage is higher, but I think I still get more out of the random effects, because, like, I could be getting, you know, poison, I could be getting spark, I could be getting ghost flame, decay, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't think I want the Ruby double smash. Opal is at least a bonus, but I'm not... Like, the problem is, I'm kind of locked into using, like, spam Sapphire to get as fast into special as possible, and then spam specials. Because that's a 0.6 second GCD, which means this guy charges in, like, 3 seconds. 3 seconds and I'm at max charge. I might try and wait and fish and see if I can get a better defensive upgrade, honestly. Maybe just get more levels. Not super exciting, but... Wait, how did I just move? Oh, can you move out of the fields if you... Hang on. Oh, that's funny. You can actually break out of the fields with her secondary. That's wild. Feels like it might not be intended to just walk out of the field limiters. Like, it shoves you back in, but still, it's very funny. Yeah, I think not going for the 1.8 second GCD was the way to go. That's more chance to roll supers, more chance to roll specials, smite, whatever. Am I safe here? Oh no, that's right, it does this, and then you gotta get to the middle. Remember this boss being kind of infamous for really punishing you for taking your time. Try and be cheeky, squeeze in more damage phases. Speaking of being cheeky, thank you, defensive. Stone Skin is probably gonna wear off. Yeah, it did. Of course, now I roll super! I'm stretching, I'm stretching. Actually, no, there's far enough from the center. I thought you had to be the other side of the screen, but apparently center is fine. Alright, come on. Give me something on special. Give me that goofy shit. Any attack will reset your special, give you flash int. I guess Assassin's Knife isn't terrible while we're charging special. Flash Dex is whatever. Because this is just a fixed 50 damage and it's not affected by my strength, so... yeah. First two are kind of stinky, so dagger's the way to go. Who are we fighting? Matti. Which is a nice boss to fight. Because of all the AoE, all the rats. Oh yeah, her secondary also ignores the very heavy debuff. I think that... yeah, you actually get a speed boost. I thought it was supposed to completely ignore that. Interesting. Unless that is just intended mechanics. That doesn't feel intended, though. Oh, that's right. Since I'm in heavy mode, I can actually use my special and not really get a penalty. Because it locks you to, like, the default movement speed. Oh, but you know what? I don't think the dagger actually works with my build. I just realized, because I think I took the gem that turns off random chance things, didn't I? Or is that a last run? I don't remember. Rats! Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Oh, this face sucks so bad for some characters, but Big AoEs, love it. It affects me. Super for good measure. I got stone skin, I don't have to worry about positioning. Sign can't stop me because I can't read. Locked in a little too long. Getting stuff like Spark would be fantastic here. So I believe, yeah, there we go. I was gonna say Spark hits all targets on screen. Unfortunately, this is like the worst configuration for stretching tethers. Can't cleanly hit them all. Oh, man. I'm like ass. Oh, Spark did get nerfed. Still good here. Nope. Alright, what do we got? Use another ability or when the cooldown activates, but it lowers the damage. Cooldown is longer, gains 2 uses per cooldown. It is more damage because it's 3 hits. Yeah, the knife doesn't work with the secondary. I forgot about the gem. I 4 gore. Gee, I wonder if this would be an option, is just spamming secondary. If I didn't already have the special stuff built up with the Book of Cheats. I think if I didn't have... I could overwrite the gem, actually. Oh, no, but then I lose my GCD. No, I think we just go for, I'll just take the movement speed increase. Oh, it does use the secondary, though, that is true. It's slightly less damage. Actually, no, it is... It's 3 times, so it is about the same amount of damage. It'd be 110 times 3. But the big thing I want it for is the movement speed increase. So I'm just going to take that. Lets me do shit like that. Because the big thing is I lose a lot of uptime when I have to reposition for the special, so that is probably better to have, honestly. Shop selling treasures, I feel like that would be a little too busted. Probably would also still be better to buy the gems, because that's the only place you can get them normally. You ever fight an icosahedron on Stevia? No, that's right, not a column line anymore. It's just a spin. It's like the Dancer Daggers. Yeah, this build is not quite as busted as the Shadow Rabbit build, unless we got something that went off every time I used my special, like so. Oh, no. Breaks if you take damage once. Well, that just means we don't take damage. It's easy. It's simple. I'm not sure if how that works with the Hammermaid interactions, but we'll see. Hey. Stop casting the spell. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Get some help. I love noticing that I have super and just no-selling an attack entirely. Oh, well, there goes my super. And my special. So I don't know the best way to handle this attack. That was a nice little 80% damage buff that I had for 20 seconds. Actually, no, this is correct. Yeah, Emily, you gotta set up a DMCA. Sorry, you can't play this game anymore, folks. Four, five. The only problem is I can't really weave in my defensive for more damage, because it does incur the GCD penalty. You know what, at the very least we get to see all of her attacks now, because last time I've been kind of clowning on her a little bit. Just absolutely deleting her health before she got to do most of her faces. Yeah, the DLC is great. The fact that it's free is even better. Yeah, Chaotic Random, you could either get Shira or you could get Emily. Well, actually, it's a reference to Maiden Spell, the dev's previous game. But she uses Magnus spell attacks, which are completely different from Rabbit spell attacks. Yeah, I think I'm better off just spamming specials, honestly. Oh, big! Ooh, super, love to see it. Just stand here for a moment. Be a little spicy. Can I roll a defensive before she pops that, or do I have to? Oh, nice, I got Stone Skin. Dummy. Oh, I love rolling invincibilities before a big scripted attack that you can't avoid. It's a shame that Made in Spell kind of relies on having other people to play with. Because, like, the computer fights are cool, but it's really the only thing you kind of do, you know, once or twice, and it's like, okay, I get it. Not like this game where the runs are different every time, so there's lots of new stuff. Now, there we go. Get to see all of her attacks now. I thought that was super. That proc is Black Strike. 3. That's the other thing, yeah, because it's if there's one person who is, like, even a decent amount of skill gap between characters, like, there's not really a lot the other person can do. Which, like, that's fine for a competitive game, but if it's just, like, a casual thing for friends and stuff, it's a lot harder of a sell. Please. I fought the sun. She did worse shit than this. I just have to match colors and stay in 2 circles. This is nothing. You are baby. Oh. I say this as I immediately took damage. It's fine. Trinket! I got a dodeca! I got a shape, I got a shape, I got a shape, I got a shape. I think that's just one of the random shapes unlocks, or is that for doing something specifically? Oh no, wasn't there a trinket that was like every... You need all the shapes to get another trinket unlock? Something like that? Check real quick. Okay, yeah, so you need all these unlocked first. Wait a minute. Oh, hold up. Restricts the use of your primary. Oh shit, they added challenge sigils. What does this do then? That's fucked up. You just don't get to use your primary. Bring this online and see how many people kick you from their lobbies. No, there's no meta progression. It's like you unlock... Well, kind of like you unlock new sets to... like, of items to find during your runs and new characters, but, like, you never improve your character's baseline stats or anything like that. It's just you unlock more things to play. But it's never like your, you know, basic attack is now boosted by 15%, so you get to actually start playing the game, that kind of stuff. That's not there. That's wild that there's actual, like... Because I know there's these ones... The floofs for clearing an entire difficulty, because I got the, you know, easy, normal, and hard perfect clears, but I still gotta do lunar, and then this one, normal and hard difficulty, perfect floofs. Because these ones, they poof out, like, when you take damage, but... Yeah, it's a... I can't imagine they want the trinkets to ever be, like, required for stuff, because that would be a little silly. To be like, oh, well, if you don't bring this trinket, then don't even bother joining my lobby, you know? It should be on the player's skill and their choices when doing a run. That should be, I think, where the difficulty comes from. 18,000 DPS, damn. Yeah, I guess some builds, depending on what character you're playing. Like, we played Shadow Rabbit, it was all just press special, you win. So... How does it interact with Shadow Dancer, though? I mean, just... Your primary is always off, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. I would assume it just always is the primary locked. Oh yeah, no, you can double lock. Interesting. That'd probably be pretty rough. Anyways, that'll do it for me for the day. I wanted to play some Rabbit in Steel, check out the new stuff on stream, even though I played it before, but... It's a good game, you should play it. It's 50% off. It's literally like less than $10, I think, US, and it's like $10 Canadian, so... You should absolutely play this game. Even if you don't have folks to play with, it's still a really good time. It's not like a bullet hell. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a bullet hell roguelike. It's not really. It's a raiding roguelike. You do mechanics. If you're dodging bullets intentionally, then you've either fucked up or you are doing very clearly defined, like, there are very obvious gaps between these. You never have to just, like, raw dodge a massive curtain of bullets, you know? There are mechanics. There are ways to dodge them without having to play shoot-'em-ups. So that's going to do for me. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm going to see if I can figure out what's going on with my FF12 stuff, because I still can't figure out why it's crashing, and I'm getting to the point where I might just reinstall the entire, like, thing, and hopefully that gets it to work. I don't know. I'm going to read Yalva to Churls, because she is testing her brand new video card by playing Sporkle. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. If not already following me, please do so. It would help me out a whole bunch. I play a lot of different games. I feel like anytime I do like a playthrough of one game, that's like the longest time I'll spend playing one specific thing. There was a period of time when I played Dead by Daylight fairly regularly, but aside from that, it's kind of just whatever I feel like, generally, so there's probably something for you here. So press the follow button, it's free. Anyways, have a good one, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day.